What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Talk That Talk. We have to talk about BMF. You all know BMF is my show. If you have not watched BMF, please go on Starz, download Starz, and catch up on BMF because next week is going to be the last episode, alright? Because it's season 1, so I think they get like 8 episodes. But this episode, a lot was going on. So it started off with Meech and T going to the hospital because Nicole's in the hospital to basically find out that her boyfriend Darius died. Because if you guys watched the previous episode, we all know that Lamar was coming for Nicole to get back at Meech and T for taking his daughter, and apparently he probably would have killed Nicole because he just went and just stabbed Darius because Darius got involved. So he stabbed Darius. Darius ended up dying. Nicole is just down and out and she's stressed out. So she's mad at her brothers in the hospital because she knows the only reason why all of this happened is because of, their business and what they're doing. So she's really mad at her brothers about that. The detective and his partner end up scooping up Nicole at the hospital saying, you gotta come downtown, you gotta tell us what happened. Meech is trying to, act like he don't want nothing to do with it and his sister gotta go, but she ended up having to go. So she goes, she talks to the cops. Now they didn't let the detective guy, who we know is a crooked cop, they didn't let him in. So the cops went up and talked to Nicole, asked her some questions, and they really not even asking her a description of Lamar or whatever. Where can we find him? Where he lived. They not really asking a description and for her to help somebody draw his face out. Nothing. They trying to get Meech, okay? They're like, does this have to do with your brother? Like, they had one motive and that's it. And that's the sad part about it too, because it's like, dang, y'all don't even care about getting the killer. Y'all not even, are y'all trying to arrest him? Or y'all just trying to arrest Meech at this point? Like, he didn't cause no murder? So I was just like, dang, a little boy died or whatever. Like, focus on having her ID him, so you can arrest him. Okay, can we move on from that? All right. So in between that, the father wants Nicole to tell the truth. The mom wants Nicole to protect her brothers, which is so crazy to me. But at the same time, it makes sense because the dad not with none of this, and I guess he's willing to let his boys go in the slammer, and mom is trying to protect her kids to the end. So Nicole ends up choosing to protect her brothers and saying she don't know nothing about this man, she don't know why none of this happened or whatever, and they got her up out of there. Okay, cool. They get back to the house. The father wants to go to a hotel because he knows if they ain't getting Nicole, they coming knocking at the house. Okay, somebody coming to the house, and that's exactly what Lamar was planning to do before he got caught up with that crew who was sent off who was told by Meech to go, put him 6 feet below. Okay, so they ended up failing that mission because they just got him in the arm. And when Meech found out, he was pissed off about it, as he should. I mean, Lamar is really a big problem for him right now, and he needs Lamar out of here. Okay, so that didn't work out or whatever. And they gotta try to find out where he at. Now we saw Lamar go to the girlfriend house, the old girlfriend house, knocked out her window. Like, she got the little bar thing at the front door. She just had the bars on the windows because he knocked out her window, ended up in her bathroom, but then ended up choking her out and beating her up because she wanted to call the cops to get him out of her house. And the poor daughter had to see that. And it's just like, oh my God, Lamar, now you a woman beater. You just a mess, okay? So Lamar gets up out of there because the daughter saw him acting crazy. And then the girlfriend ended up telling Meech where a house where Lamar would probably be at. Meech and B. Mickey end up going there with the guns, and he ain't there. They paid that little boy mad money to stay quiet. Lamar wasn't there or whatever. Now, while all this is happening, all right, so the cops are coming down real heavy on the 50 boys, and they just arrested any guys they see on the corners. So Kato had gave Meech and T the heads up of what's going on out there. She didn't get scooped up because she changed the way she looked and stuff like that, and just made herself look like a regular girl on the phone. And this is bad for business. So now, like, they crew can't be out in the corners making money or whatever. So T gotta go and talk to his connect and try to get an extension on when he gotta, you know, get the money to her or whatever. She didn't give him no extension, as she shouldn't. I mean, you know, it was cool for him to ask, but I didn't think she was gonna do that or whatever. So they still gotta figure out how to make this happen. So first it was Lamar, now it's just the police, and it's just like they can't make this system just flow easily at this little point in business or whatever. Now T ends up going to Darius's funeral, and the pastor says a lot about how the young black boys in the community are really hurting families. They're infiltrating the community with these toxic things we put in their body. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And, you know, T kind of gets called out a little bit. People over there turning their head in the church looking at T. I'm like, if somebody would have turned their head at me looking at me, I would have said something. I would have been like, are you kidding me? Even though you dead wrong. But it's just like, y'all got some nerve. Y'all got some nerve. But then that was a crazy scene when Darius' mom was like, can I talk to Nicole, and saying that you need to tell the truth. And then she called out they mama and was like, they paid $7,000 for my funeral. Yeah, they guilty. They know what's going on. They know they were involved in some kind of way, or they feel like, you know, it's their fault. And she like, he probably bought that dress and hat you got on. You got some nerve to come up in our church acting like you holier than thou. She put her on blast, honey. And then the mom tried to get to T's girlfriend and say, yo, you got to get T out of this game or whatever. But little mom, no, T's girlfriend already been trying to get him out the game. Ain't no getting him out the game. He don't want out, period. You know, so it ain't happening. She been trying to talk to T. It ain't happening. She don't got no choice but to accept it because he gonna keep doing it. Now, here's where it gets even more crazy. So Kato and Meech is out there on the streets, right? And T and Meech, their only plan right now is like, oh, we gotta be out there with them or whatever. You know, the streets is heavy right now with cops or whatever. We gotta be out there with them. So Meech was out there with Kato or whatever, and the detective's partner, the white dude, he went out there, started running after them, and then Kato ended up hitting him on the head real hard to help Meech out because Meech would have got arrested. So, and you know, if he would have got arrested, they would have tried to find everything on him, any snitch, whoever, he would have been done probably. So, he ends up getting away, but he ends up dying. Kato goes to B. Mickey house and she's like, yo, I hit a cop. I think I might have killed him. I don't know. I'm freaking out. Then they end up having sex. And I'm like, what? How you go from crying, freaking out, scared, to then just taking your clothes off? It don't make no sense. Make it make sense, Kato, because it don't make no sense. So then they end up doing all that. B. Mickey go to the store. And then Lamar comes to his house and surprises Kato. And he's like, yo, like, you like this dude. You supposed to be working for me. And then she tries to reassure him. And then he ends up giving her another shot. So come to find out, Kato and Lamar had this connection because her dad used to run with Lamar. And Lamar took a charge for Kato. So she owes him. So, but she's just caught in the middle. Because I do think, of course, she likes working with the 50 boys. But like she just all of a sudden when Lamar got out of jail, he put her in this bind where she has to basically flip on them, and it's not like she naturally wanted to do that. She feels like either she has to do that or she's gonna get shot. So she's really in a bad situation. So she really is in a life or death situation. But I don't like it. But anyway, B. Mickey comes out and he sees Lamar leaving his crib and he's like, yo, like, why I just see Lamar leave the crib and he's about to shoot her, but he can't shoot her because he loved her. Even though Meech told him to dead all that, he did not, clearly. So, so yeah, it's getting real messy. Kato ends up talking him out of shooting her, and she's begging him to help her take down Lamar. And I still think that B. Mickey's going to tell Meech what's going on. I do. If he doesn't, he a fool. If he doesn't, he a fool. Because, I mean, I don't know. I really, if he tells Meech everything that's going on with Kato, Meech might be kind enough to help her get out of the situation because they have a common enemy. But they still can't trust her for nothing, though. They still can't trust her for nothing. But she did not tell on them when they took Lamar's daughter. She didn't rat them out or anything. So they could trust her to an extent, but I don't know. What y'all think will happen when he tell Meech what's going on? Because he's definitely gonna tell them. I really do feel like it. I feel like he is. Now, so the episode ends with the detective meeting up with Meech because basically the detective is caught. Like, so his partner that just died ended up telling their boss, that female, that, you know, they saw him and Meech together and there was some exchange. It looked like money or whatever the hell. So the detective is out. He's dirty. They know he's dirty. They just had to catch him in the act. But he goes to meet up with Meech anyway after they find out that his partner died, because he knows clearly that his partner was chasing after somebody in the 50 Boys crew. So he knows that Meech knows who did that shit. So Meech, of course, didn't say nothing. And I thought it was so interesting how, like, the last little part of the episode was like, you know, a lot of the times you protecting the person who's actually holding the gun. Because Meech was protecting Kato, but he doesn't know that Kato was turning on him to help out Lamar. So I really hope he finds out in this next episode. I feel like the finale is going to be crazy. And y'all need to watch this show if y'all ain't watching it. Comment down below what you thought about this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.